Plaintiff Nicholas Hernandez says in 2001, he and the defendant had a one-night stand. But that same night, the defendant had sex with 7 different men. Nicholas claims he's now paying child support for a 15-year-old daughter, whom the defendant claims is his. But he has his doubts, so he petitioned the court for a paternity test. Defendant Marina Aragon insists Nicholas is the father of her 15-year-old daughter, and he's the only man she slept with when she conceived. Marina says Nicholas made it clear from the start that he wanted nothing to do with her or her child, so she's eager to prove the truth to him today.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Yeah, I'm here because we petitioned the court for a DNA test in regards to a 15-year-old child to find out if and determine and establish paternity if I'm the biological father of. I am recently paying for full medical and paying child support up to date. Due to the past in 2001, late November, I had ran into Marina at her job, indicated that there was going to be a party. She agreed to come over to the house, which was actually out of town. She brought a few friends with her. At that party, there was multiple people. And at that party that she was involved with multiple encounters.
Dancing?
It was a party for like
shaking their hands.
It was a party for men. It was like a party get together. At the same time, I wanted to invite some females over, and she was willing and obligated to come through with her friends, and she did so.
But you say she was involved with multiple men.
She was
shaking hands, dancing,
sure, sexual encounters,
playing cards.
She was in sexual encounters with. I
Well,
was
how
there.
many?
I witnessed 7 individuals. 7 individuals, 3 Mexicans, a Puerto Rican, and 3 African Americans.
I ain't asked you the nationality.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, that's great.
At that party, she did ask me if...
I mean, that's really, man.
Hey.
They got to do with it. 3 Mexicans, 3 Puerto Ricans, or 2 Puerto Ricans,
Yeah.
2 black. There were no Irishmen there?
None of those.
No white guys?
No white guys.
Filipino?
None of them.
Indian? Chinese? All right, and I don't know. Let me hear from you, ma'am. Let me stop him in his tracks and go to you regarding this party.
Your Honor, I have no doubt that Nicholas is my 15-year-old daughter's father. In 2001, we used to hang out, and then we had a one-night stand. I did inform him that I was pregnant, and he didn't want nothing to do with me or the pregnancy. He's been going around acting like he's a detective, trying to figure out who I slept with, if my daughter looks like someone's mother.
Do you even know that such party occurred where you came with a bunch of friends and he was at the same party?
I did not go over there with a party. He did pick me up from my mother's residence, took me out there, and we wound up hanging out. There was other people there when I arrived, but...
It wasn't like a sex party or
No,
anything,
it was not
or
a
orgy
sex
or
party.
Okay.
No.
Just a regular party.
It was just a regular hangout once I got there. And he's been going around calling me a slut.
So it's been 15 years. What has been happening for 15 years? So I'll go back to you.
For 15 years, it all started back in 2004. I was served paperwork while I was incarcerated in Wasco State Prison. They served me paperwork. At that point in time, I replied back asking for a DNA test. I never received a response back at that point in time, indicating if there was a court date or nothing, but they did hold me in reception center for an extended period amount of time. And at that time, I was informed that there's a possibility that I do have a court case that I should be attending. That never came about. So at that point in time, they had transported me to a different correctional facility. I was released on January 1st of 2006. At that point in time of me being released, when I was released, I went to a job. I had a job waiting for me. So as I was released, upon that, I went down to the child support location and spoke to the person that was taking hold of our case and asked for a DNA test at that point in time, which at that time they denied me because they had already initially had a court date that I wasn't aware of and put a default judgment against me. At that default judgment, they basically determined that I was the father of a child due to a 2-year statute of limitations that I was unaware of. 04, they did a default judgment. So they served me on 7/28 or 7/29 of 04. And in September 28th of 04, they did a court date without my knowledge and without my presence. And at that point in time, they did a default against me.
Right.
Reserved it until I was obviously out of the prison system. And at that point in time, she had went down to the child support knowing that I was released. And at that time, she had asked for support. And I was still denied a DNA.
You were denied?
I was denied DNA test. And that's where the
because you
default.
missed the first one?
Yes, sir. And now they're saying that there was a 2-year statute of limitations, but I only did 18 months. That still gave me a 6-month leeway. So when I was released, I asked for the DNA and was denied. Every court that I've motioned against has been denied. And that's why I petitioned this court today for a DNA test, just to get to the bottom of it. Mm-hmm. Because I am out there, I am taking care of business. And regardless of my story or her story, there's always 3 sides of the story: my side, her side, and the truth. And I'm seeking the truth.
Go ahead.
If the child's mine, I have no problem picking up the child every day after work, nothing. But at this point in time, it's just kind of weighing on my back as if I really am the father of this child, and at the end of the day, that little child cannot pick up that phone and necessarily call me dad, because in reality, she does not even know. And I did have a conversation with the child indicating, like, look, if the test results come back that I'm your dad, best believe I'll be there. I am there financially, but I'm not there physically. So to get to the bottom of what happened in the past, or what is he doing now, or every week I pay my child support, I pay for full medical insurance, the whole 9. The only thing that I'm lacking is a relationship. And also her child is also lacking a relationship. She's growing up without a father present, you know.
Well, quite frankly, I hope you are the father. You say you want to be a good father, and you are taking on the responsibilities of a father, financially and otherwise. Ma'am, what do you want to give me some background on things?
You know, he's been sending my daughter messages, stuff that she does not need to know. As a 15-year-old, I have a printout telling her details of who I was with, what I did, what I was doing in the shower. How does he know all that? I mean,
is it true?
No.
That's true.
All right.
She has evidence.
So then, did you tell your daughter he has no idea what he's talking about, because I haven't even seen whatever he's saying?
Right.
Okay.
But
I'm sure
to
she
send
believes
a
you.
child that kind of message, and he's saying he wants to be around, you won't send a message like that to a child. Child does not need to know that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So why don't you give me a timeline of everything, just like he did?
When I filed for child support.
No, let's start back when you all were dating and you got pregnant.
Well, we weren't even dating. We were just friends, and we started hanging out in the summer of 2001. Mm-hmm. I found out I was pregnant in September in 2001.
By him?
By him, correct. I wasn't with multiple partners with the time frame that I was with him. Just because we all hung out together with different people doesn't mean that I had sexual encounters with these people.
No, it normally wouldn't, right?
Right.
Why do you think he thinks that? Oh, he's just using that because he's saying he wants a relationship with his child. Why do you think he's saying
But if
all
he
that?
wanted a relationship, we would have got this squared out when the paperwork from child support was served to him.
He says he's been trying to get a DNA test. And
The paperwork was served way before he was incarcerated, and he did receive the paperwork.
Okay, that was back then.
Right.
He was 04, he was a street guy. He's done with that. He's got his job, reliable job. However, sir, why didn't you take a home test or something?
Okay, so as time progressed and I was going through the court system trying to have them establish a DNA for me to figure out and get to the bottom of it, even though I've been denied, not once has she went to the child support and asked for a DNA. Not once has she called me and asked me to be in that child's life. But I'll tell you one thing, she did contact that child support to verify that if she allowed me to take a DNA test without the court's orders, will she still be able to collect child support? They obviously told her yes. And at that point in time, she allowed me to take a DNA test. And I have evidence verifying with the letter right here signed by her on February 6th of 2007 that she was there along with the minor child to establish if I was the biological father, with the notary present and willing and able to be there to verify that we're both taking the test. Now, she signed it. There's a signature right here with her
Let's see it, please.
signature on that. And there's a DNA that they did. on that DNA test, it shows that I have 0 probability of being the biological father. But at this point in time, it's only for the knowledge and for my
But it
consciousness.
doesn't have your name on here, sir.
Exactly.
Exactly.
They did not.
That's
They did
it.
not allow that because due to a home test kit, they do not provide the names of the minor or any individual who's given the specimens. So she says it's a fake test. So I come and I try to get a hold of the court system, and we did another attempt to try to get paternity, and I was denied again. So I come to your court asking for a DNA test so we can get to the bottom of it.
And ma'am, he's so adamant, and it doesn't sound like it's a bigger deal as child support and health care as it is just knowing.
Just knowing if it's my child is all I really want to know.
And so, how did we end up here today?
Because he's adamant about wanting a paternity test and saying that she's not his, and it all has to do with the child support.
How long has he been paying child support?
For the last 2 years.
Okay.
No.
And so that's what you
He's
believe the reason is?
Yeah.
You want to go and get the results for me, though?
Your Honor, my
She sounds very convincing, sir.
Oh, so just a minute ago, she just stated to the court that she found out that she was pregnant in September of 2001. The child was born in September of 22nd of 2002. So you tell me
No,
you had
her
a
birthday is
year-long,
May 21st, 2002.
having a baby
Her
in your
birthday
stomach?
is May 21st, 2000.
It don't even make sense with what she's trying to come with her guidelines.
She said her
She's not coming
birthday
with
is May.
sufficient
She
evidence.
said the
Her
baby was
birthday's
born in
May
May.
21st,
No,
2002.
the child is born in September 22nd of 2002.
Birthday-
21st.
Her birthday is May 21st.
Oh, I'm
Sir,
sorry
I'm going
about
to let you read this yourself. We'll get past all of that. You can go ahead and read it. Tell us what it says.
Shoo-wee, baby! You are not the father. Oh, let me show you that. Can I show this to her, sir? I am not the father. 15 years I've been paying for a child that ain't mine. I think it's time that you go find the individuals that I did give you names of and find out the real father of this child and cut me loose from this child support that's putting my family in a burden. Now, you're going to say those are fake? For 15 years, my family's been going through drama.
Okay, sir, you don't have to berate her any further. Did you have anything you want to say?
No.
All right, I know you're upset.
Bam!
So sorry to hear about the experiences that you've had in dealing with this, but it's been resolved now, and we'll get you a copy of the results in case
sir.
you need to use it
Definitely.
further for any other action in the future. You all have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Shocked. Very shocked. This could have been all taken care of a long time ago.
Regardless of shocked or not shocked, you know I've been asking for these DNAs for a long time. It's been a long time coming. And hey, you know what? I'm not trying to bash you or anything, but it is time for you to step up to the plate and not only release me from child support so I can get my life back together, but you need to go find that girl's dad. She's missing out.
But
She's
you
going to
could've-
be
you
acting
could've-
out
you
and
could've
missing out
taken care
until
of
she
this
gets a
long time
father.
ago.
It does not matter. You
No.
lied. Regardless of what
Or it
happened
doesn't
today,
matter.
I proved you wrong. It's
Okay.
been a long time coming.
All right, and I'm sorry and I'm shocked.
I appreciate that. Thank you.